Welcome to the Greenway with Mac, a channel dedicated to active transportation. This video is the second part of a ride from Ponte Dom Luís I in Porto to Matosinhos, and we are starting at this easily recognizable bridge. While part 1 is only recommended for advanced riders, this is one that can be done by nearly everyone. The trip to Matosinhos starts just east of Jardim do Calem, which is a little park with a playground and a statue dedicated to the workers in the shipyards. Our destination is the Matosinhos Tourism Center, 4 miles away at Matosinhos Beach. If this distance is a little long for you, then there are plenty of places to join this path and create one that better suits you. The reason I've broken up the ride from Porto is that from here on, the path is either off-street or in protected bike lanes. There will be some tight or uneven sections, but the vast majority of the way is low stress. One of the reasons I say this is a ride for most, instead of all riders, is that there are sections like this one where the promenade does not have a railing or wall, so it may be a little unsafe for the inexperienced riders. We are currently in the Lordelo do Ouro neighborhood. This area had mainly been used for shipbuilding since the 1300s, and it takes the name from the shipments of gold that were taken from Portugal's colonies. It's not clear where bikers are supposed to ride on this initial section, so we did our best to keep our distance and regularly rang the bike bell. Everyone was courteous, and we did our best to be the same. On our left is the Douro River, and we are quickly approaching the mouth, where it flows into the Atlantic Ocean. Along this section of path, we officially cross into the neighborhood of Foz, or Foz do Douro. This is one of the most desirable areas in the Porto region due to its proximity to the beach and beautiful homes. The area wasn't much of a neighborhood until a horse car, actually called an Americano at the time, was built in 1872. This allowed residents of Porto to get to the beach in less than half an hour. As a result, wealthy Portuguese and British began to frequent the area and build second homes. The lighthouse you see on the left is Portugal's oldest and one of the oldest in all of Europe. It was constructed as both a chapel and a lighthouse in 1528. Over time, its use evolved as a general meeting hall. In 1882, it was replaced by another lighthouse, but the site is still popular as a place to take pictures, listen to the waves crash on the rocks, and watch the sun fall into the Atlantic. This park to our right is called Jardim do Passeio Alegre, or Joyful Walk Garden. Who wouldn't want to stop at a park with that name? It's lined with a diverse set of homes and businesses. The tree-filled park has mini golf, a fountain, and a public bathroom. This section is a little confusing, but it seems like they do want the bikes in this little drainage ditch. It is steeper than it looks getting out, so take extra caution. My little man tipped over on his bike here, but he was all right. On the other side of the road is Forte São João Batista, or St. John the Baptist Fort. This is one of two forts that we'll see on today's ride. As you can imagine, due to its location right here at the mouth of the Douro, this fort was built to protect the river access to Porto. Initially, this site was a Renaissance-style church, but due to Portugal's War of Restoration against the Crown of Spain, it was decided that they needed to use the site as a fort. The church was mostly destroyed and repurposed. As weapon and ship technology made the fort less useful, it evolved to become a prison. Today it is home to the National Defense Institute. Our bike lane moves into the street temporarily. These posts are not ideal, and this is another section where you'll have to use your own judgment about the safety of these lanes. If it's not too crowded, you could probably ride on the sidewalk, especially if you are with inexperienced riders. These lanes go almost all of the way to our destination, but we have another option. Up ahead, we will be getting off the street and taking a more scenic path along the beach. If you're not looking for the most direct path and the beach isn't too crowded, then I suggest taking this ramp down to the beach. As we make our way to the ramp, check out this fancy restaurant overlooking the ocean. Can you guess what it is? It's actually the world's nicest Pizza Hut. While it is lacking the Pacifica-style roof and arcade games, it does have an outdoor patio, chorizo and boiled egg pizza, and of course, great views. It is a little tight and crowded in a few sections, but most people will move to the side for you if you use your bell. Just look at how beautiful the beach is. Along this stretch, there are 4 different restaurants to choose from. These waterfront views will be tough to beat, but the food and service should be better at our destination. If you are packing snacks or lunch, then there is no shortage of places to rest and soak up the beauty of the Portuguese coast. These places have something for everyone. Playground for the kids and an outdoor terrace for the adults. This place even had beanbag chairs on the beach. This boardwalk means it's time to go back up on top of the wall. We could continue on a skinny path along this wall, but it was pretty crowded. We opted to get back in the on-street bike lane. If we had turned right here, just across the street is the Villa Foz Hotel and Spa. This is a 5-star hotel and one of the top spots in Porto. Contact our sponsor, MacMillan Travel Design, to book your little slice of heaven on the Portuguese coast. There's a lot more room here, so I also think it's acceptable to ride on the promenade like these people are doing. These lanes are nice, but those bollards are just cheap plastic, so they're more of a deterrent than actual protection from vehicles. This neighborhood is called Nevo Gilde. Like Foz, this is another highly desirable location, but here you have close access to Porto City Park. At the traffic circle, our bike lane returns to the promenade and will lead us down to the beach. Before we get there, we pass the second fort of today's journey. This one is called Castelo do Queijo, or Cheese Castle in English. What a name! Apparently, it was built on a large, round piece of granite that resembled a wheel of cheese. It was also built during the War of Restoration with the Spanish in about 1662. The fort has been fully restored and it is open to the public for visits. I saw people climbing on the cannons and taking pictures. Who wouldn't want to say they've been to the Cheese Castle? Admission is only €0.50. Straight ahead is Sea Life Porto, a small but highly rated aquarium. We have also now arrived at Parque da Cidade do Porto, or Porto City Park. The park looked like it was close to being reopened. If you're adventurous and don't want to retrace your steps, there is a way to return to Porto, mostly with bike lanes, and you would start that route here. Here's an image of that route, and the link for it on Wikiloc is in the description below. This was a little ambitious for us on this day. The rest of our route will stay at beach level on open promenades. If you have little ones, then this area is a good option for a short ride. We can see that by how many more little ones we see in this section compared to the rest of the path. The giant art installation ahead captured our imagination. We thought it was a UFO catcher. It's called She Changes, but my research found it to be called She Moves or Anemone by locals. The 2005 sculpture is made of 3 poles and a huge net, which is a nod to Porto's fishing industry. In 2021, the 150-foot wide net was replaced, and it looked great. The artist is an American named Janet Eckelman, who also designed every beating second in San Francisco Airport's Terminal 2. And this is the home stretch. This promenade is wide open, but we actually have a lane painted to help organize everyone enjoying the beach. Matosinhos is small geographically, but it packs a pretty good punch for visitors. In addition to the nearby landmarks that we have already seen, in this neighborhood is the parish church of Matosinhos, the Lessa do Bailo Monastery, and Casa de Serralves. Of course, there are plenty of restaurants nearby to choose from, and fresh local seafood is king here. There are bike racks at our destination that we used in order to explore more by foot. As always, let me know that you enjoyed this video by pressing like, and subscribe to see where we go next.